One of my favorite parts of this movie is how many characters process things that are happening via movies, TV shows, and books. So for you two, as in real you, what movie, show, or book weighs on your mind most during the day where you process real world things through that story?
Ooh.
Real world shows? I don't know.
I would say anytime I'm in downtown LA, The Last of Us comes to mind.
Good choice.
You know how it embeds into it. I'm just thinking, they could pop out any minute. I almost kind of put myself in that scenario,
I'm glad you went genre, because mine is Final Destination. I look around and I'm like, right. Something's gonna fall on me.
Oh, that's on
set.
On set, that's because a lot of things that happen on set, the construction, the scaffolding.
Yeah.
That gets me on set.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I could go with that one. Anytime you see tree logs on the back of a truck, it's like, move me.
You move.
Get from behind this.
Right.
Yes.
No tree logs on trucks, no tanning beds. I can go on and on.
Yes.
So for you two and also Jamie, I love talking about the value of a good scene partner, and the three of you have exceptional chemistry with one another. Can you each tell me something about the other two that you really appreciated as a scene partner and you think brought something out of your own character that you wouldn't have been able to reach without them?
For sure. I'll start. With Jamie, he was so generous with like jokes. It was times where I'm like, my character Yo-Yo would definitely be able to come back at you harder than Teyonah can process to come back at you. So he would offer me jokes, and I just think that's so dope. Like, he's like, here's a joke that will cut me down, that make me look crazy, him. And so that was dope. And then with John really was a metronome for us. Like, you have Yo-Yo and Slick, who are so high energy and or Yo-Yo's very high energy. Slick is what he is, but John's character Fontaine acted as a metronome. And so inevitably, I don't know, I can't speak for him, but John also brought like a very calm, smooth, just chill energy to the trio that helped to balance,
Yeah.
I like that.
I would say that the extroverted high energy from Yo-Yo kind of teaches you your place in a sense, and then but yet still gives the gang that some form of energy that keeps you motivated as you go through a scene. And then with Jamie, it's just the ability to improv and just to get a scene on paper, but to be able to kind of like shake it up a little bit, give us new ideas and just kind of give you the freedom to be able to imagine a little bit more. That's real cool.
Between that vibe, and also there's so many lines the three of you deliver that like I couldn't hear delivered any other way. There's like a very specific like pitch and tone to it that feels so specific to the three of you, and I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So how about Joel now? Because I just have a very good feeling that there will be many, many more films for him on the horizon. So what's something you appreciated about him as an actor's director that you are very excited for more actors to get to experience in the future with him?
For me, what I think Joel does very well is the overall vision and giving me references if I had any questions, or being able to say, oh, maybe not that, let's, kind of bring it back a little bit. But really, he just let us really go for it because we're genre-less in the fact that we have all the genres, and we're era-less in the fact that it's any era. We really got to play around. And so he just started with a very strong point of view and a very strong vision, and allowed me to play within that. Left me alone unless I asked.
He doesn't have that respectful honesty industry thing, you know what I mean? When the director doesn't want to say, he doesn't have that. He's just straight up, just kind of like, yeah, man, this is how I feel the tone should be, or this is how, we should hold it back in this moment, or we should do more. I just like the freedom and the honesty, It just gives a fresh perspective to the experience.
Does he have a monitor dance? Like when you crush a take, does he do anything specific that signals to you that he likes it behind the monitor?
Oh, crispy. Crispy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Crispy. Okay.
I like that. I can picture it. So you brought up, the many genres, not knowing specifically what time this movie takes place. And there are so many little details here. So when you first sign on, what is like your biggest burning question about your character or the scenario overall that you absolutely needed him to answer to be able to fully wrap your head around this whole thing?
For me, I think it was the ending. I don't know how much we can talk about, but
if you want, we can say this is when the spoiler warning comes up. And then people will have something to enjoy after they watch the film.
Got it. Spoiler alert. For me, the thing I needed the most help with was when So yeah, I don't know how to talk about it, but I don't, because I'm trying not to do a
But you
spoiler.
did mention
just
about
in case.
tone as well. You was talking about that with Yo-Yo.
The tone,
You was talking
yeah.
about tone.
Okay, I could talk about that then. I think I really
Put the
needed.
spoiler alert
spoiler
away.
alert, go away. I'm not gonna go there. One of the things I really wanted Jewel to help me with was tone, in the sense of Yo-Yo can be very excitable and very high energy, and I loved that about her. And I wanted to, I saw that for her, and I wanted to make sure that in creating this woman that it didn't tip the scales too far over. But I think that's what was awesome, is that John's character Fontaine is such a metronome and a calming force with it. Calming force. He's not that calm, but you know, a different energy that is very much needed. But that's what I really needed Jewel to help me with, was tone. Like, is it too much? Can I go further? That sort of thing.
Some characterization stuff, you know, help me out with accent, and just, you know, body language, how to differentiate the different clones, and just the little stuff like that. But Jewel is so particular that he's the right type of director for this type of job.
Can you give me an example of something he was really particular about that someone might say, like, that is not an important detail, but it wound up being key to bringing everything together, and you appreciate that he brought it up?
It was actually Fontaine's look. Like, I even hadn't found the character until we found the look. It was that, you know, Jewel, you come on set and Jewel just be like this. Check out the beard first, check out the grills, check out the hair. And it was so particular about this look. What silhouette was Fontaine gonna make? How I'd move within this silhouette also. So the look was he was very particular on that.
I can see that. All right, as I have to wind down, the inevitable Marvels question, but in particular, I want to ask about working with Nia again, which I think could be a safe way to get at it. Having worked together on Candyman, what is something she did on the Marvels that makes you say, like, I knew you could do that, I knew you would crush it, but then on the other hand, like, a layer of her ability as a director that was illuminated on that project that you never knew she had?
Should have asked her if she was going to be in the Kang Dynasty. You're being nice. What is this?
I didn't ask about plot specifics.
I mean,
Listen, I think
Nia's growth as a director.
Nia is
so are you
so
an
dope.
Avenger?
Nia is so dope, and the fact that, you know, Candyman was, I mean, let's just be clear. The Marvels is a lot bigger budget to work with in a bigger universe. I mean, that I think is not a spoiler alert.
Right.
So to watch her be able to, and in this sci-fi world, you know, like we were doing horror before, it's just to get to see, it felt like a more freedom in, I can't speak for her, but this is what it felt like for me, just to in the world she got to create and the things she got to bring to life from her mind with us. I feel as if I got to see her do even more of that in this world.
I like that.
So you are an Avenger then?
All the resources,
Make that
all the
clear.
creative control in her hands, please. Congratulations on this. It is
Thank
something
you.
else.